Go to the class. Okay, recording. How's it going, everybody? I cannot believe that like September is literally almost over. It's the 25th of the month. Craziness. This month flew by. But I'm just going to dive into our topic because I'm so excited. And then I have Chad's actually playing a show right now, like literally in the building just a few blocks away from me. So I'm going to run over there after our call is done. But don't worry, I'm not going to like rush through this stuff because it's literally so good. I just like heard a story from a coach. Her name's Melanie Mitro. If you know who she is, she's my favorite. She was like the #1 coach in the network for I think like 4 or 5 years in a row. And she just talked about this idea of like where you're building your business from, like where is it coming from? What are your intentions with it? And it just like rung true with me and like rung home because I've always built my business off of this, like off of passion. But I've seen other coaches, like struggle in this area. And so I just wanted to bring up this topic and see if like anybody else resonated with it. And I know there have been seasons where I'm in this place as well, struggling in my business. But I think like bringing it back to this as our foundation is so key. So starting out and just talking about inviting, like inviting is probably the #1 thing we need to do in this business every single day, right? Like above all else, all other things, we need to invite people to the opportunity. That's like the #1 IPA, income producing action. Excuse me, I just like ate a Shako brownie that someone made. And it's so good, but it's like lodged in my throat. But we could also probably all agree that inviting is probably the hardest thing in the business. At least it was for me. Like it was the biggest struggle when I first started out for sure. Because I was like so excited about this and I wanted to share it with everyone in the world. But at the same time, I'm kind of nervous. Like, what is their reaction going to be? What is their response? Like, do they, will they support me or will they not? But I also know that like I always tell you guys, we need to treat this like a business. And so what does that mean? Just like do the damn thing, like hit send, don't be a bee. Like remember, there's all those little sayings, like remember it's a gift that you're sharing. And so like I tell you guys, do it anyways. And that's like what discipline is. And that's what it takes to build a business. You have to be disciplined. So like the typical thing to do is go through our BAT or like our Success Club system tracker or whatever tracker you're using and check off like all the boxes on your thing, right? Like we send the invites, it probably goes something like, hey, Sally, like I have this group coming up, starts on October 1st. Like you want to join, you want to be a part of it. And it's like, I tell you guys, to keep it simple. And then we're like, done, checked it off. Like, it feels so good to get that done. That's amazing. Next person. Oh, I haven't invited this person. Like, I'll invite this girl. And we just kind of get through it, to like get the things done, check off the boxes because we're all busy. We're all short on time. But I want to go back to like asking the question, like, what is an invite actually? Like an invite is extending our hand to someone else where we're trying to help them change their life. Like, health is a big deal. It changes people's lives, like when we give them these tools oftentimes. So like we need to remember we're going to a vulnerable place to ask them this question and we're asking them to get vulnerable with us. It's a connection to genuinely help and support people on their journey. Like that's what an invite is. And I just want us to all like take a moment to realize like that's a big deal. Like that's a really heavy weight, and not to scare you guys, but just not to like, I want you guys to not take it lightly, like what our job is and what we get to do. Like it is incredible. And just knowing that like, it's such a blessing. Like the fact that like that gift is in our hands, like that power is in our hands to be able to share that with people and like possibly change their life is so incredible. And so like, I wake up every day so freaking excited and blessed that like that is what I get to do. So going back to like the whole inviting, if we're simply doing it so that it gets done or like so that we can just check off the boxes every single day, there's no excitement and like there's no joy in our business and no passion. And like I said, I've totally been in that season. But like when you sit down to grow your business every single day, the way to bring that joy back in and the passion and the excitement and like the love for all of it is you have to think instead of like I just want to get this done today. I just want to get through my day. I just want to finish all the things. You have to have this intention of like, I'm sitting down to grow my business. How and who am I going to positively impact today? And like literally, whose life do I get to freaking change? That's such like a huge gift, like such a blessing. And like I said, with that, the joy and the excitement and like the weight of that magnificent thing comes with it, and everything in your business will change. We can not only think about like the sale or the points with Success Club. Like I'm always drilling Success Club in you guys. And it's not because I'm trying to be like this mean old coach or whatever, mentor, like, or I'm trying to, just get you to hit your goal so that you can make money and so that I can make money. Like, it's not about that. Like, I am driving home Success Club all the freaking live long day, because it's about lives being changed. Like, it's not just a sale. It's not just points on a board. Like, it is literally people. So, and like truly what we will get when we're pursuing those conversations with just like the mindset of checking off the boxes, or like no passion at all, or just, like trying to get through our day and trying to hustle through everything. Most times people are reading through that conversation and they're going to feel it on the other end, and they won't feel cared about. They will probably disappear on you or ghost you, because that like comes through your conversations. So I just want you to take this as like a moment to gut check yourself. Like, it's for all of us, I'm not just preaching to the choir. And another way you can gut check this is asking yourself, like, after you've invited somebody and they've responded to you no, and they've said, I already have a routine that's working for me. I'm going to Zumba every single day and I'm loving it because it's really fun. Like they have a positive response, but it's a no. It's a negative to you, but it's a positive for them in their life. Like, what is your gut reaction? So like, if you get angry or frustrated, it's like a very reactive response. Like, oh, like this sucks. Like, I'm still at SC2. I need to get to my goal. What the F? Like, I needed that point. I needed those 2 points. That's not like, that's a trigger right there. Like, that is ding, 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 ding. That's like a sign that you're just going through the motions and you're just doing it to check off the boxes. And like, there's no real heart behind your hustling. So like, there's another response, common response that I have is I will get a little sad. Like, it is not bad to get sad when you get a no. Like, that's normal. Rejection is kind of hard sometimes. But maybe it's because you like them. Like, what is the intention behind the emotion or the sadness? Like, is it because you like them and you see a friendship forming in the future? Or maybe it's because you want them to be a part of your group, and like, you're literally like stoked to build a relationship with them, or like, just like, you really want to help them because you think that their routine maybe isn't doing what they say it's doing. So in that scenario, like, we just have to trust they're going to come around, and at least they're seeing success for right now. And like, we just got to love and leave it, bless and release, right? So like, if that's your reaction, that I would say like, that's a very healthy reaction. And that probably means you are building this business from a place of like passion and excitement, because it's about them, right? Like, who is it about in the conversation ultimately? If our job is to help people change their lives, like, if you're coming out of the conversation frustrated because you like lost the sale or you didn't win, it's probably because the conversation isn't about you anymore, and you're trying to make it about you, right? Like, always ask yourself in these conversations, like, is it about me right now, or is it about my client and this future customer? Like, am I trying to change their life, or am I trying to change mine? And there's nothing wrong with trying to change your own life, but it's a progression. Like, we have to focus on our clients and helping them first, because that's what this business is built off of, like helping people change their lives. So if like, another scenario of a conversation, if you're sitting there listening and you really want to understand like what is happening in this person's heart, like what they're going through, what their struggles are, how you can actually help them, you're asking really good questions. You're asking what worked, what hasn't worked in the past, and you're just trying to figure out the perfect solution for them to get them involved and helped in this journey and in this community. Then like, that could be the difference from, inviting 5 people that way with this quality connection and relationship. That could be the difference between a yes, like an invite that leads to a sign up and them joining your boot camp, and just them ghosting you, or like you getting no response. Like, where is the intention in that conversation? You know, where is that all starting? And I would say, you know, like maybe it actually takes more time or more work to put into that conversation, because you actually have to give a piece of yourself to go to that level with that person and like share your story, talk about your struggles and talk about their struggles. Like, it takes effort, it takes energy, but I guarantee you, like, doing it this way, it's going to be so much more worth it, even if it takes longer, because you're actually helping someone. Like, you're actually solving the problem. And it's so funny to me because the work is so similar in both scenarios. Like, we're talking to people, we're inviting them, we're trying to get them to sign up. But in both scenarios, it's like such a an incredibly different payoff, right? And I think like the latter one, we can all agree, like that's what we want. Like, we want the person to be helped. We want to join, or we want them to join us. And I think another thing, like, we have to remember, above all else, like, this is a relational business. So if you don't get relationships, or you struggle with relationships, like, I know that was kind of like a self-limiting belief I had in the beginning of this business. I always struggled with females and like having female relationships all throughout my life, because I'd been hurt by a lot of my good friends. So like, if that's you, this is like your chance to freaking dive into the business and be willing to fail, be willing to mess up and like say the wrong thing to the right person, or like get messy with it, because relationships are messy. Like, there is no perfect thing that you can say. There is no perfect invite, but if you have a heart behind it and a good intention and you're trying to help someone and you're awkward about it, like, they will see that and they will know, right? So like, I just wanted to bring up, it's so funny. Like, I've been coaching for almost 3 years now. And if you guys, you know, saw me when I first started out, if you were a part of the conversations that I had with the first people that I was inviting to this business, like, you would laugh so hard. I was so freaking awkward. And my invites were terrible. Like, if I look back on those, and they were the least thing from perfectly crafted, but I still like hit my Success Club goals. I still hit Success Club 10. And like, I'm coming up, I'm pretty sure I'm on my like SC10 2-year anniversary now, which is crazy to me. And I'm like so proud to share that, because I love helping people and I love sharing this with so many people. And like, I want to help as many freaking people as I possibly can every month. And I want you guys to be the same way, feel the same way, like, make that your mission. And I'm saying, you know, I'm sharing my story because the reason I've gotten to where I am today is because I was willing to fail forward in those conversations, even though I knew I sucked, even though I knew I was awkward, and I didn't know how to really like handle girl conversations, especially like having this weird history with like friendships, you know, failing, or at least I felt like they failed, but like I was willing to do it anyways and go in like wholeheartedly with no other goal but helping the person. Like, and specifically, obviously, 5 people, because SE10 was my goal. And in my mind, like, my mindset, it was however long it took or whatever it will take, like, I am going to freaking help these people. Like, if I see a need, I was persistent as frick, because it wasn't about the Success Club points to me. It was about like my confidence and excitement that in this conversation and this person, like connecting with them, I knew that I could help make a change and make a difference in their life, right? And like, if you're talking to someone where that's not the case, that's okay. Like, move on and find someone else that needs your help. And like, in my mind, in my perspective, like talking about our work that we do as coaches like that, I get so fired up. Like, that is a job that I want to wake up to every single morning. So again, like going back to this theme of like, you know, building your business from passion instead of just checking off the boxes, like that is how you do it. Like that, if that's firing you up too, like imagine that could be the job that you wake up to every single morning from just this slight little switch in your mindset, in the way that you're doing things. And I promise you guys, things get so much more fun in the business when you're actually like doing your job as a coach and helping people every day. Like, as I've talked about in this call, you know, helping people like connect them to this solution and then support them on their journey. Like things get so good when you're actually succeeding at what we do or what we're meant to do as coaches. And the coolest part about this is the more people that you help, the more you'll be lifted up right along with them. Like the saying, a rising tide lifts all ships, right? Like we need to be that rising tide for people and just watch it like lift your life up and make you happier and make you more fulfilled in this job and, you know, more excited, and also watch it bless your life, right? I would say like this is one of the biggest differences between the super successful coaches in the business and the not so much ones is literally just this constant, it's like a consistent passion. Like every time, you know, they have a rough season or they fall out of this, like they come back to the home of what we're doing and helping people. And that's, you know, that's where everything starts. That's where the passion comes from. And not only are they just having this passion, like waking up every day excited, but like they're going above and beyond. They're not just like signing the person up and then peacing out and being like, woohoo, got my 2 points on the board or whatever, like SC6. They're like, it's taking on a commitment to the person that you've been talking with, that you signed up. And it's saying like, now I'm going to pour into you. On day one of you starting your challenge group, like now I'm going to love on you. Now I'm going to check in on you, help you grow, help you learn through this process, build a relationship in that process. Like, isn't that so much fun? I love that part of things. Like that's where this, you know, coaching community then starts to form out of people wanting to do this, like pay it forward, just like their coach did for them. And like, honestly, I heard this in the beginning of my business, that the real work starts when your client starts their program, like on their day one is like when your real work starts. So think of it like, I'm not getting paid to talk to this person and like close the sale or like try to get them to sign up. Like I'm getting paid for the experience that I give them in my group as a coach, following through on what I told them initially, when like my initial promise in our emails, in our whatever connections back and forth upon signing up. Like our job is not simply just like handing out these challenge packs and being like, here you go, tools to success, like go for it. It's like the process, you know, like after they sign up. And like, if you think about it, what's cool is the magic isn't in the challenge pack. Like Beachbody has an awesome product and I'm like so 100% behind it, but the magic is in the person doing the work. And like, they're not going to do the work or put in the work if you're not there as their coach to help them or tell them to do that. And that like, even upon signing them up, talking in Instagram or DMs or whatever, like where you're talking to them to try to solve this problem for them, like that's where it all begins. You can start coaching them in that moment and tell them like you believe in them to be able to do this, to be able to follow through on this commitment that you're making together. Like what we're doing, I love Beachbody because what we're doing is not sales. Even though it's an MLM, it is service. Like everything that we do is service. That is what we are offering to people. If anybody ever like gives you flack about like network marketing schemes, like no. Like we're not just selling things. We're selling our service, our time, our energy, committing to people, you know, coaching them, walking through their life, like supporting their life, because your health is a foundational piece of your life. Like it builds your life. So if you guys want to be overwhelmingly successful in this business, then like you have to find this passion. You have to dig into it and bring this passion into every single day of your work. Like ask yourself, you know, right now, do I go into each and every day genuinely from the bottom of my heart, so stoked and like wanting to see my clients succeed at their health journey? Like, are you, you know, excited and saying like, let me ask questions, let me be patient, let me do research for them. Let me make sure they're on the right path to where they need to go so that they get the results and all that. And if they don't choose to go with a challenge pack, like upon signing up, I feel like this is another great like gut check. Like if they don't choose to go with it, or maybe they decide to start out with borrowing a program from a friend at first, you know, like that's like the worst thing. You're like, oh, can't you just like sign up right now? But like if they don't, like our job should be something that we want to do no matter what, like whether or not we get paid for it. Like, are you willing to still help them even when they decide like it's not for them right now? Like, are you still willing to offer a free group, offer some free recipes, offer some value, offer like a weekly email blast? Like, what can you give them to help them right now? Because if our job is to help coaches, then like we can do that with millions of people every single day because of social media. Like, it doesn't even just start with the challenge pack. The challenge pack is like ultimately our business goal, but like helping people, like doing our job can start in the littlest of things. So like, and in all of that, like in that process, that's where you're going to build trust. And the most successful businesses are built off of communities of trust. Like, that is like the core thing, like core foundation. So as we wrap this up, ask yourself, am I doing the things to just check them off the list and get them done and over with so I can get on with my day, and get to whatever I want to do? Or is it because you're like genuinely changing lives and like excited about doing that? Remember that Success Club is not checking the box off. The points are real people, like with real struggles and real needs and real emotions on the other end of our screen. Yes, it's virtual, but like we have to remember that. And when you're thinking of Success Club, like it's not just Success Club points. It is 3 lives changed club or 5 lives changed club. Like, think of the lives changed part of that and make it your mission to go out every day and bring this gift to people that could actually change their life. And like I said, halfway through this call, what's so cool about that is after doing it enough, your life might actually just start to change too because of it. Like, if you help enough people in this business, your life could literally change from the amount of success that you will gain. So if we make this business all about us, every single day, if we go into those conversations, like focused on us and what we're getting out of it, as opposed to how we're helping those people, we will not succeed. And like, that's where businesses crumble. So just remember that for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month, as you're pushing for Success Club, making it happen. You guys can all make it happen if you're not there yet. I know it. It's, like, it's so simple. We're just like providing a solution to people who have a problem. And the hardest part of the job is like asking them if you can help them, right? Like, that's the invite. And like, remember that this is the stuff, like this topic is what makes us different as a team, as a company, like with Beachbody, like as, network marketing company, like this is what makes us different. We're not just like selling hair products. Like, we are selling service, right? So go back to that core belief and try to check in with yourself every single day. Like, come from that place. Because like I said, it'll bring passion into your business, joy, excitement, and like eventually when you do your job and hit Success Club every single month, like that's why I push it so hard on you guys. When you make that your non-negotiable, you're going to eventually change your own life because of it. That is all I have. So if you guys have any questions, sorry about my voice. I'm like also just, I don't know why, I was in a wedding and I must have screamed too much on the dance floor. So I have like no voice. You can unmute yourself or post it in the chat.
Nothing for me. I just loved everything you said, and I agree.
Thank you.
I agree. I think I focused too much on the initial excitement kind of passed, and then I wasn't signing anybody up, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not hitting Success Club. And then focusing on that too much kind of took away like the fun of it and the joy of it. So check myself.
Yeah, we all have to, because that's like the nature of this business being something like it is. Like, it's a gift that we get to do this for our job, but like we also have to constantly be checking ourselves because it is still a business, right? Like, we still have to be disciplined and like do the things every day. But like, and that's where PD comes in too. Like, PD is so important because it helps us create better intentions of where to come from when we're inviting people, like, and going into our messages. Like, that's why I always read PD in the morning, like first things first, because then throughout the rest of the day, I like have this mindset and this kind of like shield from the rest of the world and like negativity, so that I can go into those messages with a good mindset too. And that like, I'm going to freaking change these people's lives. And I'm like stoked about it. Anyone have anything else? Any other questions? Welcome to the call.
Hey, I posted in our chat. Does anyone know about the work? Okay, so they're saying that challenge packs are going to be $20 off and then a $20 off promo code, or I'm confused. Does anybody know the answer to that?
I think it's $20 off starting in October, right? And like right now there's like a $10 off thing.
No, it's saying September 30th. It's saying like, so the challenge pack is $170, but it's saying like promo price is $150. But then we're also getting $20 promo codes. So does that mean that challenge packs are going to be $130, or is that $150 with the code? There's nowhere that specifies, and I just want to know.